Hello, good morning. Welcome to today's session. So, in the previous session, we were discussing about third part of chapter, that is about water. And in the previous session, we discussed problems with water availability and causes for water scarcity and reasons for water pollutions. And finally, we discussed what are the possible measures, means and methods can be adopted to conserve the available water resources. So after discussing about water, so in today's session, let us begin our session in discussing about the other part of the chapter, that is about natural vegetation. So natural vegetation, it is mainly consists the distribution of kingdom of plants and kingdom of animals. So it is mainly exists in biosphere. Biosphere means fourth domain of the earth. So where life exists. So the land, air and water, where it interacts, so it gives rises for the origination of life. So in biosphere, most importantly, natural vegetation and wildlife, they exist. Then the narrow zone of contact between, as I told, lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, it is only described, said or called as biosphere. In the biosphere, all the living creatures or living beings, they go on interrelating and interdepending on each other in order to survive their life. So this interrelation and interdependence of all the creatures immediately in their surrounding with the other living creatures, it is described as an ecosystem. And the study of these interdependence of creatures, it is described as ecology. So most importantly, now let us discuss about vegetation. So vegetation consists plants of different category. So plants mainly provide us with timber, shelter to animals, and they produce oxygen. They protect soil from the erosion, and they even helpful for soil for growing different crops, and they act as shelter belts. Then they are mainly gives different type of fruits, vegetables, flowers and others to human beings and other creatures. And most importantly, it acts as an agent in replenishing, recycling the underground water and water table. Then wildlife includes animals and different animal creatures, birds, insects, aquatic life forms, and these wildlife or animals, they provide milk products, meat, hides, wool, and even these animals, they help in pollination of flowers, and they act as decomposers in ecosystem. Pollination means it is mainly natural process which includes the transformation of the things which helps for the growth and development of different plants, creepers in environment. And these animals, birds, insects and others, even they act as decomposers in ecosystem. Then Natural vegetations and wildlife, they are mainly renewable resources, renewable in nature. So judicious use is essential required factor for human beings to make use of resources for getting different goods, materials to produce, and excess use and unscientific utilization and exploitation of these resources may lead to loss of life, and further it may create natural calamities and natural disasters. So wildlife and natural vegetation make a deep connection. So preservation or protection of these natural vegetation and wildlife is most importantly required to be adopted or to be implemented in order to maintain ecological balance and ecological peace. Then let us discuss distribution of natural vegetation. So as I told, natural vegetation, it is the area, the region where plants, trees, shrubs, bush and others grow naturally without the interference of human beings. So if these are growing naturally, then the region is going to be identified or witnessed as natural vegetation. So natural vegetation is not going to be witnessed or found equally in all the regions. So some of the factors are going to be influenced for the distribution of vegetation. So the growth of vegetation depends upon, most importantly, temperature and moisture. So the important type of vegetations which are going to be found in different parts of the world, they are forest, grasslands, shrublands, tundra are the major type of vegetations found in the different parts of the world. Then under that, forest. So forests are mainly associated with areas having abundant water supply. So where the water is adequately available, and other than that, if the region is going to be regarded heavy rainfall, observing heavy rainfall or rainfall more than 200 centimeter, so then the region is going to favor to hold moisture and moisture contents. Then it is helpful for the growth of forest. So forests are mainly associated with having abundant water supply. These areas are receiving heavy rainfall and huge distribution of trees and plants in larger part of the area. Then grasslands are the areas where the areas are mainly covered with short stunted trees or grass grown in regions of moderate rainfall. If the region is recording moderate rainfall, moderate means not too heavy, not too less, and the region is recording or observing temperature range from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, then temperature and moderate rainfall, it is favorable or it is supportive for the growth of grass. Grass is only dominant. Along with the grass, here and there spotted region or spotted places, some kind of short stunted trees are mainly found. So these regions are mainly identified as grasslands. So as the amount of moisture decreases, size of the trees and their density also going to reduce. Moisture, if it is decreases, so moisture means the availability of water and water contents in the soil. So if the water and water contents in the soil decreases, then it will not favor for the growth and development of plants. So that's why The absence of water and moisture contents also makes tree to decrease its growth and its density also. As I that's why I told in the beginning, short stunted trees are mainly found in grasslands. So our grasslands are the regions or the areas where grass is dominant. So with discussing these, that is natural vegetation, distribution of natural vegetation, so under that we discussed forest and grasslands. So let us stop today's session, and we remaining part of the content will be discussed in tomorrow's session. So until then, take care of yourself, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you one and all.